Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we are going to take a look at the Anarchy. So this is from Garfield Games, but it's by Bobby Hill. This is the spiritual successor to Hadrian's Wall. Very excited about this one because Hadrian's Wall is easily my favorite Garfield game. I love how just you do one action leads to taking another action. It is the perfect example of combo-tastic game, and it's roll and write, pretty straightforward. It doesn't it travels well, but it's not something you could play like on an airplane because there's still a lot of pieces. But anyways, this is that ratcheted up even more complexity wise. So very excited about that. Before we dive into that, we do have a little promo pack, promo tokens. I honestly don't know what the beer mugs are for, but these are going to be slotted into, you'll see where those are going to go here in a little bit. But before we get into that, very excited about these dry erase boards for both the Hadrian's Wall and the Anarchy. So there's plenty of paper, and more than likely I will never go through all the paper that is involved, but these just seemed perfect. So I'm actually going to take a look at these first. We're just going to take a look at the Hadrian's Wall ones, and you can just know that the same quality is going to be there for the Anarchy. So let me just set the Anarchy ones aside here. Okay. So what they've done, interestingly enough, is that Hadrian's Wall is on one side and the Anarchy is on the other. So what you're going to be able to do, they are double-sided, so you could, one pack is going to get you 2 player boards, essentially two people can play. So that's actually the Anarchy side, but here is the Hadrian's Wall side. Appears to be, the same size as the paper, which just barely fits into the box here. I had always considered laminating a sheet to be able to use it in dry erase mode. Actually, I have some stuff to test it out here, but then the sheet wouldn't fit in here unless I cut it down somehow. I don't know. But anyways, let's see how well these work here. I'm just gonna, my marker's not doing too well. Hold on. All right, borrowed a marker from Explore. So here you can see that it marks on there pretty well. It does come off pretty easily, so you'll have to be careful about, like moving your hand around. That's the only drawback, but that's the drawback for any dry erase board. But everything comes off here pretty clean. There's lots of strategies for best way to clean these and stuff, but it is dry erase, so all you should need is a Kleenex. But very excited about these. So there you go. Officially, if you order a pack from Garfield Games, it's going to actually come with 2, so you can play with a partner. All right, let's get to the actual game here. So like I mentioned before, this is it's not a roll and write, there's nothing to roll, but it is a flip and write, I guess you could say. This is interesting. I don't know what this is. Ooh, so there's a little campaign. I had forgotten about this. Let's see what this says here. Chapter 1. Why is this built like this? It's interesting. There's something in there. There's some kind of text in there. I'll have to look in, but I don't want to rip the... It's just... Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, this appears to be like a misprint. That appears to be the instructions for a campaign. But all right, so let's move on to everything else that's in this box. There's way more here than just a standard roll and write. So at the end of 1135, Henry I, King of England, died unexpectedly, leaving no male heir to reign in his stead. Henry's daughter, Empress Matilda, believed she should rule by succession. However, the late king's favorite nephew, Stephen de Blois, was quicker to the throne, and with the help of his brother, the Bishop of Winchester, was crowned. So yeah, I can't remember what other... I feel like maybe Pillars of the Earth or something took place around this same time, but that's kind of the backstory here, is that there's fighting between Stefan and Matilda. So there's going to be attacks on your castle, and you're going to have to find out. Let me find a picture here. It's not very big, but these cards, sometimes they'll be flipped face down, will show you where the attack is coming from. So you're going to need to build up your castle in order to handle that attack. Similar to how Hadrian's Wall had your kind of left, right, and center, this one has a full castle. These pieces here are the actual castle pieces. So these are really nice. I think it's a moat, and then the corner pieces, and then the wall pieces. So you start out and you build it, and it's just a one. Let me see if I can actually find the pieces that these are going to go in, because they looked really fun. Yeah, here we go. Some nice dual layered stuff here. So you'll build a corner piece, and then you can upgrade the corner piece if you want to a 2. You can build the moat up, and the moat's like a D6, so it can get all the way up to 5. Eventually, ideally, you would, have something more akin to this. Now, there's some restrictions about how quickly you can, I don't know if maybe this is this over here. This is the moat, and this is the front gate. That probably makes more sense. Anyways, there are restrictions to how quickly you can build up a certain wall. You can't just beef up one wall section and hope that everybody always comes in from that direction. Like if this is a 2, this probably can't get higher than a 3, I think, if I remember correctly. Things like that. But this will sit there, and you'll manipulate these pieces as you gain the resources from building on the map. So very fun addition. In Hadrian's Wall, it was literally just cards, and you had checked off boxes on your piece of paper. So really like this touch here. So that's those covered. Let's set those aside. This is going to be your board. It's going to sit above your paper or your dry erase boards. You're going to be adding things down here each round, similar to Hadrian's Wall, where it's going to tell you the resource meeples, which is in here. The meeples that you're going to gain each round, and then you slide it in, and it gives you a end of game scoring condition. So it gives you a goal to work towards throughout the game. And then up here, it's going to tell you where those people are coming. So here you can see this is one of those cards that looks like, all right, these guys can be deterred with hot oil dumped from the walls, and it looks like you're going to have 1 red and 2 blue. I don't quite know what all these symbols mean, but basically this one's coming from this direction. So you would want to build up your castle gate and then these front walls, most likely. So yeah, there are those. There's 4 of those. 4 of the dual layered little castle boards. Then there's one of these. This is stuck in there. This is shared by everyone. And this is going to give you kind of the breakdown of, this is where these tiles are going to go, first of all. But here is going to be the cards that you're going to gain. You'll gain 1 of these, and then 1 of these, depending on the round. So first round, you just take 1. These are the cards we just looked at. And then these cards here have to do with the difficulty of the game. And I think what that campaign will list, it'll tell you to put specific cards here. But this will be kind of shared across everyone. All right. We got lots of things here. Now, I think, and see, here you go. Here's all the paper. Ba-boom. So it's just a giant pad of paper. We'll come back and look at this here in a second. Actually, we'll probably look at the dry erase boards. So most of the box weight is that right there. It was just a single sheet of this. Now, I passed on the metal coins because I have a set of Garfield metal coins, and they work for every other game. But I've seen upgraded ones of these, and that would be nice. But minimal amount of, cardboard here. Here are more of those tokens that we see here. So these ones definitely add some new shapes. Some new symbols that you just don't see on these. So that's cool. I still don't know what the beer mugs are for. First player marker, and then your money. and I forget the names of these, but they serve a purpose. And these are probably inactive and active side. Anyways, we've got some larger cards here. These, again, are going to give you your starting little meeples. And these little mini ones are similar to this, where they're going to give you scoring conditions. Everybody's going to have some of these. Everybody should have some like this that are in their player color, and I believe that's what these are. But they will work themselves out with a part of the board. So let's actually zoom in here, and we'll just briefly explain how this game works. All right. So I'm not even going to attempt to go over what each of these spots means in a unboxing video, but we'll do how to play video at some point. And you can see that these kind of line up. They're meant to be, you know, right side and left side. But essentially, you're going to get a mixture of these little meeples and wood and food that you're then going to spend. And when you spend, you'll find anywhere on the board where that stuff is listed. For example, to build the gate here, if we lift this up here, to build the gate, you need a black worker and a wood. The first time you do it, you're going to, you know, get a white worker back, and you'll get to do the gate. The next time you do it, you don't get a worker back, but you get one of these symbols, which comes way down here, and you check off this box. And these down here are kind of the main scoring tracks. So the further along you are in all of these, the better you're going to be scoring at the end of the game. So you've got, you know, your main ways up here of building the actual castle, defending it. Then you've got things down here like the forest, the farms, the training grounds. These are going to give you things mainly to come down here. So not only are you going to get a set of meeples, but however far you've pushed into here, you're going to get raw materials, certain workers, wood, coin, food, other workers here, based on how many dots. So you want to fill this up as early as possible to get as many resources at the beginning of the round, along with what's on that card. Here's where you'll spend your silver for the most part, and you have to kind of branch out from there, getting you several types of workers that way, but it also comes down here and helps you build your siege craft. So mercenaries, guildsmen, allies. But now, do you want to build your small crane? At some point, yes. So you'll have to spend a yellow worker to open up this branch down here, and then you'll have to spend a small crane here in order to... You'll have to unlock the small crane by spending a silver, check off this box, then you'll come in, you'll spend a black worker and a wood to check off. You'll gain this yellow worker, but you'll also gain the black crane, which is the small one. The large one is white. That is necessary for you to come back up here and get to certain parts of your wall and tower and everything else. You can't even move past this wall until you've built this. So hopefully you're starting to see now how everything just leads to something else. There's very few blank boxes on this sheet. Most of them are down here on the score track. Most of the boxes that you fill in occasionally here, there's some here that are blank, but ones like these here are very fun because there's something there. Entertainment is going to score you bonuses and everything. That's all of these for the most part. So you could just see how by simply spending one worker, it's going to have you check off this. It's going to give you another worker that you can go over here and spend this and spend that. And it just, your turns can snowball in such a good way with these games by Bobby Hill that makes them so enjoyable. Yes, there is a lot of iconography on these. Yes, there's a lot going on. The text is a little small. These are not huge sheets of paper per se. So if your eyesight isn't that great, maybe this isn't the game for you. But if you can deal with all the iconography, wrapping your head around kind of everything, once you learn what everything does, it makes perfect sense. Again, here you are building up the things that, you know, here's the hot oil. So you can keep coming back here, and the first time you build the hot oil, you get a red person. But then once you've unlocked this, you keep coming back to spend a wood resource, and you just build up a surplus. So you circle the dotted lines, and then you X through them when you need to spend the hot oil, like that one card showed you. When we come over here, you can see these are where your people are. So this is inside your castle for the most part. So governance, warcraft, worship, and entertainment here all do different things. Like we already saw, entertainment is going to do a lot of the end game scoring conditions, but it doesn't do much else. It's not going to help you. Entertainment doesn't help you build the walls. Whereas governance is going to give you certain bonuses. The mint, governance is going to allow you to build the mint, which is going to get you coins and stuff like that. It's also going to get you spies. It helps you flip over the cards. Warcraft gets you tactics, ramparts, stables for horses, all that stuff. Worship is going to allow you to earn these things. It's going to allow you to manipulate things and earn knights, because person has to be knighted by, I guess, somebody in worship. And then entertainment, that it's just got tons of stuff going on here. There's, here you can see, here's the brew house. I guess these tokens represent you having circled these, and you don't have to circle them and then remember them. I don't know what you spend these tokens on, but again, if you fill up this row here or this column here, you circle that and you get to spend that mug of ale to do something later on down the road. So that is the Anarchy. Again, we will be doing not much of a reboxing needed for this one. Basically, everything just kind of has to go back in here. Let's, though, test this out. What I'll probably do is keep one of these in my game of the Anarchy and one in Hadrian's Wall. And if I need to pop out the second one because somebody else is playing with me, then I can do that. But yeah, basically the box size here is the standard smaller box size of Garfield games, not the larger ones. So there's basically everything's just going to have to be in a baggie and be in here sitting on top of everything like so. So here, very quick mini unboxing. You can see this isn't going to work yet. We got to put these here. This is going to have to settle in here. Turn order markers, some food. Oh, that's not going to work. So get you here, and you did not fit there like I wanted you to. But yeah, it all goes in there. We're missing this, but this shouldn't take up that much room. So yeah, basically there's no other way to store this type of game than just as you're seeing here. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in seeing this, hit the table with a video quickly. Let me know, because we can put this up to the top of the priority, because the next video is going to be unboxing Scar Bray. So we actually got 2 games in 1 this time from Garfield Games. Very exciting. So keep an eye out for that video coming up shortly. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.